Physical suffering makes us very raw, and it exposes all of the things that subconsciously we really suppress. If I can self-induce stress and put myself in a situation where all of those issues that I've suppressed, all of those traumas that I've pushed super far down surface, and I can familiarize myself with them and identify them, then that's gonna in turn make me a better human. It's gonna make me a better mom. It's gonna make me a better spouse. It's just gonna make me better in general. And to show up for myself in this life and to show up for my kids in a way that helps them navigate through life, like, that's my goal. Mike Burgener is my dad, and he is, in my opinion, the face of Olympic weightlifting within CrossFit. He sort of brought Olympic weightlifting into the CrossFit world and introduced it to a lot of people.
The second set, you're going to do two positions. That's the hang and the floor. I've been coaching Olympic weightlifting for over 50 years. Started at the University of Notre Dame as a student coach.
From my understanding, kind of how my dad got started in Olympic weightlifting was back when he went to school at Notre Dame, he really wanted to get strong. So he just started going to the gym and training as much as possible. And his coach, Father Lang, he allowed him full access to the gym. And I think slowly, just because of who he is and leading by example, he started to get all his buddies to go with him and start training. His love for Olympic weightlifting kind of grew from there.
Burgener Way stands for simplicity. It stands for passion, pride, and energy. It stands for keeping it simple. And I was taught the Burgener Way basically by my students that I coached and taught.
You got finished, Kels.
Easy.
What happened? You got finished.
Get down, get down. Stretch. Get down lower. If you're going to be a sissy about it, then don't be aggressive.
Go on John's platform.
Yeah, go on John's platform.
I got into Olympic weightlifting when I was really, really young.
I think she came out of the womb lifting weights, you know, basically. We would have training sessions here, and we were working with some pretty high-class athletes. Sage she was privy to all that.
I don't even really remember learning the Olympic lifts at all. I just remember watching and then just subconsciously taking everything in, including my dad's coaching.
Have you been working this week on that? You sure? You were so much better last week. Don't tell me, because it looks like you haven't been working on what I want you to work on. You know, I was in the Marine Corps for 10 years, and I didn't pull any punches with the way I treated young ladies or young men. You know, I was hard on them equally. And I certainly wasn't going to baby my kids. So, you know, if I was hard on them and made her cry, then, you know, I'd just tell her to get over it and get her butt back in here and start working again.
That was really good.
All the way up until the arm pull.
Can she just have a moment of doing a good job?
No, absolutely not.
All the way till what?
The arm pull.
She didn't pull with her arms.
You want to bet?
Not that much, anyways.
Yeah.
My dad and I, we butted heads a lot. I mean, I'm his only daughter. I was desperate for his approval, and I wanted him to be proud of me, and I wanted to do well for him. A lot of times I just needed him to be my dad, and he knew it was important in that moment to be my coach.
I worked everybody hard. I worked them probably a little bit harder than most, possibly, but it was just good form. And, you know, they'd go and complain to Mom, and Mom would just say, he's the boss out here, so you better go do what he's saying.
I always backed Mike up and just said, you know, this is something you made a choice to do. If you get to a point you don't want to do it anymore, then we'll talk about that. And I would try to listen and sympathize with them, but also say if you want to be competitive in what you're doing, then there is some prices that you have to pay, and there's things your dad's going to ask you to do that you don't necessarily want to do.
She was not a coddler. I appreciate that they were a team and they saw the value in that. But it was hard growing up.
My job was to coach them, to make them as good as they could possibly be. And then at night when the kids were in bed, she might get on me a little bit because maybe I was too hard on them.
So after you get the bar moving off the ground, what is then now gonna get it moving even faster? What motion? Jumping. I remember the day that my dad told me, wow, you have a really good eye. He never complimented me unless I really deserved it. And so when he told me I had a good eye, I was like, oh my gosh, like I have a good eye with this stuff. Okay, so that's what you need to feel. If you at any moment lose that activation, that's when you're missing the contact, that's when you're missing the mid-thigh, that's when you're missing everything, yes. Okay, Shannon, come on, prove me right and prove my dad wrong. This is personal. Squeeze. Stand. I loved that one. That's your new grip. That's way better. I have experienced firsthand someone believing in me and then seeing what that did for me and how it kind of changed the trajectory of my life, how it changed my confidence, my self-esteem.
She's really improved.
I know, she's improved so much. Watching my dad and how much his words impacted people and how much they meant to people, I felt like that was what I was meant to do. There you go.
That wasn't bad. That's a good job, Nick. I like that one a lot. I like that
Very
one.
nice. Come on, Kylie, let's go. All you have to do is be a bad bitch. Get aggressive with it.
Camera's on you now. That's better. Yes.
Nice.
1000% better. I think I heard something there.
When the two of them are sitting out there coaching together, I love that. And then Sage has transitioned into that and doing the bad bitch camps. And her passion for weightlifting, her passion for CrossFit, her passion for training, boy, does she get to share that with people and hopefully pull them in to have the same enthusiasm that she has.
I really want to give you guys just a little bit of the fundamentals and have you guys walk away with a little bit more knowledge about the Olympic lifts and the positions you're supposed to be in and get a good feel for your technique. The Bad Bitch Camp is a 3-day, essentially, fitness retreat where women come in from all over and we spend 3 days just training. So in order to have that barbell move up as opposed to out, I have to do step 2 of the Burgener warm-up, which is elbows high and outside.
I think it's very important for a young female athlete to have a strong female coach that can understand them.
I also am very passionate.
So to have that female coach that understands the joys, the trials, the tribulations, to work with that athlete, I think is extremely important.
Down and up. Nice. For me, I believe to be a strong woman, you just have to be secure in what you're presenting and you have to believe in what you're presenting. And then that's gonna come out in being confident in who you are. And if you're confident in who you are and what you have to say, people will listen. But I do think that we need more strong, secure women believing in what they're talking about, living what they're talking about, and being confident in what they're talking about. We absolutely need those women to show up in this industry.
I think more than anything, it's sharing her expertise, her techniques for doing things, her passion for doing things, and hopefully instilling in people that you never know what your limit is until you test it. And that's something she does with herself all the time. And I'm proud of her for doing that. And the fact that she's trying to share that and empower other women to also find that in themselves, I think is very powerful. So tell me about your run.
What are you so concerned about?
It's not a concern. It's just I'm worried about your mental state and how the decision-making process led you to here.
Yeah, I think I'm hoping that I'll get into why I am the way that I am during the 100-mile race. It's a lot of time for introspection. One of my favorite things that I've heard about the 100-mile race is you live a whole entire lifetime in a 100-mile race. So like every emotion you could possibly experience, you're literally exposed completely, and you're super raw, you're super vulnerable, you're gonna be in your absolute lowest place. And in order to finish the race, you have to either sit in that low place for hours and hours and hours, or you have to pull yourself out of it. I wanna just see, like, when I'm super broken down, super tired, my body's in extreme pain, like, am I gonna be somebody who just kind of wallows in it and sits in it and then I'm still able to figure it out? Or am I someone who's gonna be able to pull myself out of it? Like, I literally don't know. I've never been to that place before. I got into running because essentially my boyfriend told me that he didn't think I would do it. So I took the bait and I started doing a mile a day. That turned into 2 miles, and then 2 miles turned into 7 miles, and then 7 turned into a half marathon. And then my goal became to do 20 miles. Running that 20 miles was physically, emotionally debilitating, but it kick-started something in me where I'm like, man, this is very fulfilling. So then I signed up for a 50K trail run, and it was really hard, but so much fun. And so I decided to do a 100K, which is 62 miles. And I still felt like, man, that was really hard, but I can do more. And so that's when I decided to do a 100-miler.
I think she's crazy. I mean, why would anybody want to run 100 miles? But that's what she does. She'll put her mind to doing something that's different, and she'll go do it.
I think that she wanted a new challenge. I think a lot of it came right there in the gym. Her dad and the many people she's met, they want to push themselves, they want to see what they can do, they want to see how much they can do, how heavy they can lift. And I think that those kind of experiences just really settled in with the kids and had an impact.
I truly believe that doing CrossFit and having that strength, having that variety has made my joints and muscles so durable that I have a standard level of fitness where I could just go out and do a 50K if I wanted to. And yes, it would hurt really bad, but my body's still very capable of doing it because of what I have built up through CrossFit and weightlifting and all the other forms of fitness that I do leading up to it. So that makes me feel really good. When I started CrossFitting, I started lifting more than when I did just Olympic weightlifting, and that blew my mind. I'm like, I'm losing weight and I'm doing totally different things than I was doing as an Olympic weightlifter, and I'm getting stronger and I'm snatching more and I'm clean and jerking more. How is this happening? And that was really exciting because it opened up this whole other world for me. Okay, so you guys are gonna go 1 rope climb, 4 broad jumps, 7 squat cleans. Mikey will demonstrate a squat clean for us, and then 10 dumbbell snatches. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. I really hope that my kids want to continue on the Burgener legacy. Last rep, they fight me every day on working out, but once they do a workout, they buy into it. 1, nice.
I think to her, being a mother is not just empowering her kids to be good people, but empowering them to speak their mind, to always be respectful, to stay in shape, and to pretty much be well-rounded.
Okay, high five each other. Good job, team. Good job. Good job, let's put your equipment away. Okay, what is a bad bitch?
It's somebody that is tough, but yet sensitive, you know, and not afraid to say their piece, not afraid to cry, not afraid to kick ass and take names.
It's a woman who is willing to come and try anything that's thrown at them and not give up.
Everything that they embody, they feel good about it. They don't shame themselves for the things that they need to work on. They're not falsely arrogant about the things that they're good at. They're just very accepting about all that they are. That's a true bad bitch.
That's what a bad bitch is.
Is that Sage?
That's Sage.
Sage is a bad bitch. Exclamation point, exclamation point.
My name is Sage Burgener, and I am a bad bitch.